Hello and welcome to my channel On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And today let's find out what's been on the hook. I have several things again today to talk about. A work in progress that I started last week, a combination of patterns to show you, and also a couple of bags from Jo and her beautiful garden pictures, and I'm going to put those in at the end of the video. I want y'all to see those. So that's what we have planned for today. So stick around and grab your crochet project or your cup of coffee and sit back and let's chat about crochet. First of all, if you remember last week, I started a project with a special yarn that I had ordered and reviewed, and that was the Truboo yarn, the bamboo yarn by Lion brand. I really have grown to love this yarn. I started my sweater, my little short sleeve sweater last week, and it was the side-to-side sweater, which is very easy to make, very easy to gauge the width on, and you can actually adjust it as you're crocheting along, and that way you don't make it too large, which I did with this project. This is a project that I started a while ago, and I was making it from Mandala ombre yarn in the cool colorway. Love it, love the yarn, but it just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. It was a little bit stripy, which was fine, but it was going this way, and that's okay. If the sweater had been much less wide, I would have probably kept on working on it, but it's not, and I didn't really want to cut the fabric. I know you can do that. You would take your sewing machine and sew 2 rows going down this way, and then you would just cut it between the 2 rows of sewing. And I had considered doing that as an experiment, and I may still do that. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle that. It's a mystery. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I really hate to frog out this much fabric without using it. And I'm just really not sure I'm going to do anything with it right this minute, but I do have some ideas. And that is one, to experiment for y'all. And if you make something too wide, you can sew 2 lines of stitching and cut it between, and then that would be incorporated into the side seam, which would be fine. And I may still do that anyway. I would be wasting probably 6 inches from the side. I would be wasting this, or maybe I could use it as a collar. I could put things together. I do know how to sew, so that's a possibility. But I did have a lot of suggestions from my subscribers, and thank you so much. I appreciate it. Some of the ideas were great, and that was one of the ideas that someone gave me, to just cut it off and without having to frog it out, because you can't frog out going vertically, only horizontally, because that's how I crocheted the piece of fabric. So that said, I was very careful when I started my new project. My new project was with Truboo bamboo yarn by Lion brand, and I wanted to show that to you again because I've had several people say, where'd you get that? I found it on Lion brand, but I bought it on Amazon. I bought 3 balls of each color, both white and coral. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at the sheen on that. That is so gorgeous. However, I don't need 3. I've used 1 ball of yarn, and I've already made the entire front and the entire back. I know that sounds crazy, and I have not put the long ribbing that I'm going to put on the bottom, or at least a band around the bottom. It's going to be 3 or 4 inches long, because I did not crochet this as long as I probably should have, but it's okay. This is the kind of top that I like to add on to the bottom, and as long as I want to make it, that's how much I crochet on it. So here's what it looks like so far. I have already made the front. I have crocheted the neckline. It's not extremely low, and so I'll probably just put a very small trim around that, and it fits over my head just fine. And this is what it looks like. It's just got a little bit of ease on the sides, not much. See, I only have about 1 inch over there on each side, which makes it a 4-inch ease, which to me is about right. 3 to 4 inches on me looks great. I don't know about y'all. Y'all may want to make it a little tighter. And you know, just FYI, there is a term called negative ease, if you haven't heard of that. Negative ease is a measurement that is smaller than your actual measurements. If you measured for example, 24 inches across from your side to side seam measurement, then negative ease would mean you would take away from that and make your sweater maybe an inch or two smaller on the front, inch or two smaller on the back, or an inch all the way around, however you want to do it. That's just a 1/4 inch. That wouldn't make much difference, but I've never made a sweater with negative ease. I like sweaters that are a little bit loose, so I've never done that. But you can do that if you're making a fitted sweater. So you want to make it fitted and a little bit tight so it'll stretch onto your body. Then you make negative ease when you create your fabric. You would use that smaller measurement. Now, like I said, I've never done that before. This has 4 inches of ease, so that's just fine with me. Now, I'm all finished with the back. I'm finished with the front. And I haven't done any sleeves on it yet, and I may not do any. I'm going to try it on and see what I think about the length of that sleeve. It may be just fine. It looks like it comes down about as far as this, maybe a little less, probably about right there. Yeah, right about there, because this is a boxy sweater, so therefore the sleeves were much, much longer. And I'll show you this in just a minute, but what's different about this sweater. I've sewn these shoulder seams. This is the wrong side of the shoulder seams, and if you can see that, there is a length of yarn. I'm sewing it with yarn, a length of yarn between each of the stripes. And I'll tell you what I did. I sewed this shoulder seam with coral yarn, and it didn't work out because the white stripes showed the coral stitches. And I mean, there may be another stitch that would work better, but I use a whip stitch. I'm usually kind of in a hurry. I matched up all of the stripes and I sewed it with a coral yarn, and I turned it inside out, and I thought that's not going to work. So I had to rip it out. This is what it looks like ripped out. I have a little bit sewn at the neck area and a little bit sewn at the arm, and those were sewn with the coral. So since my coral stripes are on the ends, I just left it there. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to sew the white stripes with white yarn, the coral stripes with coral yarn, and so on. And I'm just going to move from one stripe to the next same color and just make sure that that yarn is fairly easy. I mean, you don't want it to be pulling your shoulder seam. So that's what I'm going to do there. I did go back and sew it that way on this particular shoulder, and I'll show you what it looks like. This is the right side of the shoulder, and it turned out really nice. See, I have white there and coral there, white there, coral there. And it doesn't take away from the shoulder seam. So there it is, just right there. You can barely see the shoulder seam. Before, it had little coral knots there, and I knew that's what was going to happen. And I should have saved one for you to look at, but it looked so terrible. So anyway, I did both of them like that before. I was watching TV. I sewed my shoulder seams with the coral yarn, and I had to rip them both out. But I redid one, and I was very, very pleased with it. So I'll be doing the same thing this afternoon. And then I can start on my trim, and I'll trim probably around the bottom, like I said, 3 or 4 inches around here to make it nice and long. And I'll show you how long this is. This is, let me put my shoulder seams up here where they go, and see, it is fairly short. It's shorter than the crop sweater that I have on underneath it, but I've got it lined up very well there. There we go. So anyway, I wanted to show you how that looks before the band is put on. The band will probably be coral. I'm guessing I'm going to do the coral as the bottom band, and it's going to be fairly long. I don't know what stitch I'm going to use yet, but maybe like a single crochet, something a little bit tight so that it sits together, or I might do a half double crochet back loop only and just give it a little ridge around the rows. I don't know what I'm going to do with that just yet. But that is where I am on my project. Now, I didn't promise I would finish it. I wanted to finish it, but I just ran out of time, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. But I promised that I would wear my essential sweater this morning, and that is what I'm wearing. I've asked Crystal to come over and model my winter essential sweater because I don't want to wear this right now. It's too hot. But this is made with a wool and a mohair combination yarn from Ice Yarns. I really, really like it. I don't know if they still have it or not. I usually put it down in the description box anyway, just in case somebody's looking for it. But this is the essentials pattern for winter. And if you'll look and see, it is very, very boxy. This is my first boxy sweater that I wrote a pattern for. It's probably 16 inches of ease. Something like that. I don't know. It depends on the model you put it on. Crystal looks like she's a little smaller than me. I'm not really sure if that's accurate or not. But it is a very comfortable sweater. I wore it quite a bit after I made it this winter, and a lot of y'all bought the pattern because it's a fun pattern to make. It's not difficult at all. It's got a really pretty cuff on it too. I like the cuff, and that maybe it's something like I'll use on the banding around my Truboo sweater. That's my side-to-side sweater. If I didn't mention it, it's made from the side-to-side pattern. You can get that out on Etsy, but that's my probably my third sweater that I'm making out of the side-to-side. I have different kinds of yarn. So anyway, this is the Winter Essentials pattern, and someone was confused. They thought this was the Summer Essentials. This is the Winter Essentials pattern. The Summer Essentials is quite a bit different. Thank you, Crystal. This is what I'm wearing today. It is a crop sweater. This is not a crop sweater. The winter sweater is not cropped. This is a crop sweater. I'm wearing it with some white pants. It is a short sleeve sweater with a little bit of ribbing on the sleeves. The ribbing is matched at the neck and also at the bottom. You can see that ribbing is matched at the bottom of the sweater. So I really like this. Is made from fingering yarn. It is a little bit of a long make, as people say. I liked it though. It was fun to work with, and it is a very cool sweater. I'm wearing it today. It's going to be 80 today. I'm going to put it to the test today because I'm going to go sit outside for a little while. I'm going to come in. I'm going to spend the day in my sweater and see how it works out, and I'll let you know that next time I send out a video. So anyway, those are the two items I wanted to talk about today. My Truboo sweater and my Summer Essentials sweater that I mentioned last week. Now, Jo is going to make an appearance, and she has a little video about a couple of bags that she's finished. And also at the end, I'm going to insert some pictures of her beautiful garden. She is very interested in native plants, and so she has some beautiful plants around her home, and they're starting to come out. And I don't know if you know this or not, but she lives on top of a mountain, and in a little community on top of a mountain. So it's probably a little cooler up there. I'm not real sure, but I think their summers are just a tiny bit cooler than ours are down in Chattanooga Valley. So that's a little background on what the pictures are. I'll be back after Jo makes her appearance.
Hi there, it's Jo for Totes, and I'm here with another video of two bags that I made this week. My husband and I were just out in the garden and trying to take pictures of the wildflowers and put them on this video, but it just didn't work with my phone, and then we thought we would try his phone, and we still just couldn't figure it out. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show the bags, and hopefully we can get our act together and get those pictures on. They will only take about 30 seconds to show, but they're just beautiful, and I'd like for you to see them. So the first bag that I'm going to show you today is another dragonfly bag. Imagine that. Everybody is crazy about this fabric, as am I. It's my all-time favorite fabric, no doubt about it. So this bag is going to Karen in Texas. And for Karen, she wanted this as well as the pouch on the outside that everybody gets with their bag. But what I did was I pulled out some of the turquoise in these dragonflies and added a turquoise fabric to the front, and then added this stitch marker that has some of the green of the bag, and it also has a lot of blingy little beads, which are, my favorite thing to do. The handle of this bag has a leaf print on it, and then it has stitched on the handle some little turquoise leaf stitches, if you can see that. The inside of the bag, so this is a very simple bag, but it's so beautiful it really doesn't need to have a lot on it to make a statement. The inside binding is the same turquoise fabric as the outside pouch, and then the stitch markers here, you can see I added just a little charm that's got the blue and the turquoise on it as well. So, or the purple and the turquoise, I should say. So I hope she will really enjoy that. I don't normally put that on there, but I just felt like I had some beads that matched up really pretty, so I wanted to do that. So I hope that Karen really enjoys this bag. The next one is going to Jennifer in Virginia, and her main thing that she wanted for this bag is a sapphire blue color. So I found this sapphire blue fabric, and since there's really nothing to pull out of this fabric to match, I matched it with this green fabric that I have that looks like little peacock feathers, I guess is what it is. And so the reason I like this, not only because it had some contrasting color, but it also had some really deep sapphire blue in it that I used for the ends of the zipper. And then I used it for the same fabric for this pouch on the side that she wanted big enough for a water bottle. So a water bottle fits really nice down in there. I'll show you how that works with no problem. So she can carry her water bottle. So that's an option that several ladies are asking me to do lately, is add that little pouch for a water bottle. Let me show you this stitch, this little charm on the end of the zipper before I forget, because I thought it turned out really pretty. It's got the blue and the green in it, and that little lamb charm on it. And so what Jennifer wanted on the inside of the bag was a pouch that could hold 2 hooks. And more people are asking for these. And I'm going to take these out right now because the last time I did this, I made an inside pouch for somebody with hooks on it, in it. I showed the hooks in it, and then I promptly zipped the bag up, put it in the box, and put it on the porch for the mailman to pick up. And all of a sudden I remembered that they were in there. I don't know what made me remember that, but I had to open the box back up, take my hooks back out. But the hooks don't come with the bag, just so you know. I need to remember that too. But anyway, on her little stitch marker thing, you have blue and green to match the sapphire and the green. On the other side of the inside of the bag is a zipper pocket that has the same sapphire blue as the outside of the bag. Try to get more light in here. And then on the back side of this bag is another zipper pouch that I kind of went a little crazy with this fabric, but it does have some blue in it, but it also has some turquoise in it and some purple in it. So it's really nice. This goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag, as does the inside zipper. So all of my zippers go all the way down. So you have a lot of room in there. And I think that's about all on this bag. But it's a lot. She ordered a lot for this bag. So it turned out very nice, I think, and I think she'll really like it. So until next time, when I show you more of my bags, I'm Jo for Jo for Totes, and you can find me at jofortotes@gmail.com. If you're interested in a bag, you can send me a request, and we'll start a conversation. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.
Well, thank you, Jo. As beautiful as they always are, those bags are awesome. And also the beautiful pictures of your garden. I know that you have lots of interests in, we all crafters have lots of interests. Sometimes you don't think about it, but I love to do all kinds of crafts too. And I don't have enough time to do them all. I really would like to have some more time to do those. So today is Happy Monday, and I usually do a video giveaway on Monday. I've wrestled with maybe not doing a giveaway video every single Monday. Y'all said you would watch me anyway, and so I was hoping that maybe you would. I'm going to do that maybe every other week, and I had at least one person last week that never responded to me about the giveaway, and every week it seems like it's that way, and I'm playing catch up all the time. So I think over 2 weeks' time, I might just allow y'all to sign up over 2 weeks' time for the giveaways, and that way it would give people a little more time to watch the video and to put a comment with the keyword in the video, and that way there would be more people able to sign up for the giveaways. And we'll try that for a little while. So let's not have a giveaway this week. Let's have a giveaway next week. So I'll put that on my calendar and we'll take care of it then. So join me next time to find out what's on the hook.